Okay, everybody, you are most welcome back to our podcast. And today I have the fabulous Merel from Florismart, who is here to chat to us all about flowers and all about her journey in floristry as well, because Merel is also a florist, so she's not just a wholesaler, she's also a florist. Merel, we are delighted to have you here. Thanks for coming.
Well, thanks for inviting me. Happy to be here, and to share the information. Thank you.
Absolutely. But before we even go on to that, tell me about your journey in flowers. Where did it all start for you, and how did you get to where you are now?
Well, I started out as a Saturday girl in a florist shop, and I liked it really much. So I went to school for floristry in Holland, got my diplomas. Then I worked in a pretty high-end shop for a couple of years, and did a lot of experience. I worked in a German flower shop, I think, for about 3 or 4 years, and that was driving back and forth to Germany every week. I was young, so it was exciting, and a different city, and so that was nice. And then after that, I got tired of that, and then I started my own shop.
Okay.
In the town of Noordwijk, and that's a town near the sea with a lot of big high-end hotels. And I got in contact with those hotels, and some of them started asking me to do the flowers. And then I really got so busy with the event work in that time, because that's many years ago. That was the 80s. Yes, I'm that old. And
You don't look old enough.
So I sort of already then thought, well, I'm going to get rid of the shop. I really like the event work and the hotels. And I started working from a unit at that point. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've really come full circle. You have done it all.
Yeah.
You have done the
I've done it
retail,
all.
you've done the event, and now you're in wholesale. And before
Yeah.
we even get on to wholesale, what part of it all what gave you the most thrill when you were in the industry? I mean, when you're in the industry, but when you're either in retail or weddings and events and stuff, what gave you the biggest thrill?
Yeah, I really liked, I like challenges. So it doesn't always have to be easy for me. I like challenges. I remember one really big event. A bank gave a really big party. They hired the whole hotel, and it had to look like Keukenhof. Hey, we all know Keukenhof. That's also near where I live. So I had to deliver. We had to deliver and do so many things and big things. So I called up growers and the whole boxes of tulips. I asked them, that they had them ripe at the right time, and they were brought by tractors, and all my friends, they helped out. So that type of thing I really like.
Wow.
But also, for instance, with those hotels, I know on a Saturday afternoon and you don't have any flowers anymore, and then a high-end client wants a bouquet, and then I just call the dahlia grower that's 3 streets down, and can I cut some dahlias from your field because I need a bouquet? I don't have flowers anymore. So that type of thing. So and that's also what I like about the industry, basically. Just get the
so
things done.
From an early date, then you were very connected with the growers, or is that the norm in Holland for most of the flower shops? Would they be very connected with their own growers? Or
well, I think it depends a bit where you're living. I live near the auction, and I live in the bulb area where a lot of growers are that grow gladioli, tulips, narcissus in season, dahlia. So I think that's, and near Rijnsburg auction, that's all the smallest auctions. There are 3 auctions, of course. So that's why I got easily in contact with growers, and have easy access to flowers. But if you live up in the country, then it's harder to get all these flowers. So I was lucky to live in this area. Yeah.
So how did wholesale come about? How did that all happen?
Well, it started with Ronald, my husband, of course, who's also works at Florismart Direct. That he started offering flowers to UK florists. There was no internet or online at that time, of course, so it was all through calling, or they send you lists or whatever. And he just said, well, here I have a trolley. Let's say a trolley cost £100 to ship over to the UK. I will dry pack. He did a lot of dry pack. I will dry pack, etc. Put as much flowers on that trolley as possible, and then I send it over to you. So that was many years ago, and that was already sort of at that
Was
time
he like a
modern
Flying
way.
Dutchman, or what we would call the Flying
Yeah,
Dutchman?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
right.
But now he
Right.
wasn't a Flying Dutchman, so that
Yeah,
it was not a Flying Dutchman. He just called, he bought the flowers on the auction, and he
right.
packed the trolley as tight as possible, so that was as cheap as possible for the florist, and then send it over to Holland. So that was
Right.
already, without internet, sort of a modern way of sending out flowers. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So how did it then? So when did you come out into the picture, like
Yeah, he
of
got
business? I
busier
mean,
and busier, and then I got pregnant, and and then it was sort of harder to do the job, and I was not flexible enough, and I thought, well, maybe I just should start helping you out. So yeah, that's how it went. Yeah,
and you
yeah,
have become the face of Florismart now, really, haven't you?
yeah. I sort of, yeah. I'm we do it with the whole team, of course, but yeah, I'm in front of the camera a lot, so and a lot
Yeah.
of people know
And you
me, and
know what? I
maybe
love
because
your
I am a
social.
florist. Yeah, yeah,
And that's the thing. We were talking about this earlier. I love your socials where I have seen you in the fridges picking up what you have in stock that week and putting together very quickly a bouquet or arrangements.
yeah,
I've seen the fabulous arrangements that you've done also, and showing how what's in stock this week or next week, what you could do with them. And there's very few wholesalers that actually have that service, if you want to call it, or the advantage of that.
yeah, yeah.
That's really what makes
Yeah, I
Florismart,
think.
I suppose.
Yeah, different. Yeah, I think that's, in the old days when you went to the wholesaler, of course there are still wholesalers, don't get me wrong. You can see what's available. So, but
Yes.
if you don't have access to that, yeah, then you forget, oh, the anemones are in season now, or this is in season now. And I think, yeah, that's important that to
It is.
communicate
It's a
what's in
window
season. Yeah,
into the wholesalers for us as florists to see, oh yeah, you're right, that's in season now, or that is available, or whatever the case may be. Over the years, what changes have you seen within the growing industry, the wholesale industry? You've seen it all, like from retail to events and growing and wholesale. What changes have you seen over the years, and have they been good changes or not so good?
well, of course, the internet. That's really, everything goes through internet. Also, growers. I'll explain later how Florismart Direct works, because we don't carry stock at all. So yeah, I think that's one of the biggest changes. Also, the offerings of smaller quantities, also by growers, because in the old days, you had to at least buy a bucket of roses, so 60, 80, or 100 or 120. In
Yeah.
my time, I had to buy a whole bucket. I could not buy 10, 20 stems or
Yeah.
something. So growers also offer some offer 10 stems or 20 stems or things like that. So that's really changed. So the fine, that's what you see at the auction. It's all about logistics. So the fine distribution on the auction, that's really impressive. I still have in my mind, but I still don't know how to how I would picture that. But that somebody books out something from a grower in Aalsmeer, and we're in Naaldwijk, and the grower brings it to the auction, and with all the distribution, how that in the
It
end
ends up in the
ends up
bucket in my flower shop.
in your
Yeah,
shop. It's incredible. And yeah, I
it
must
is
say, in Holland we're very good at that. So it's
really.
constantly lorries driving between all the auctions, from all the depth, for all the locations, bringing it to the right location. Everybody on the auction has a number. It all go by number. Yeah, it's incredible. So you
It
book
is
it out in the
incredible. And we have
evening. Yeah,
seen it firsthand.
yeah,
Myself and Jeanette have been over there, and we have seen it happening, and we've seen the trucks, and we're still mesmerized. It's like,
yeah.
why
It
are
is
there not more
incredible, isn't it?
mistakes? You,
Yeah,
you guys
it's
really do it well.
incredible. Yeah,
It
it's
is
really
incredible.
incredible. So
It
yeah,
is. So
so
tell
that's
us about
really well
Florismart.
organized. Sorry.
Tell us about Florismart. So what makes
Yeah,
Florismart
yeah.
different to other wholesalers, or to different? How does it work? What's the whole structure behind
Well, I'm speaking for Ireland, of course. So yeah,
it? Yeah.
we don't carry stock. We don't have buyers on the clock, so we don't have any of that. We all are linked to growers, so direct links. So everything is with internet, so you book it out to a certain time, let's say till Monday 9 a.m. in the morning. You can book your flowers out over the weekend. Then it comes in on Tuesday. And what I say, no, Monday. It comes in on Monday. Now then we check it. Everything is checked, gets packed. Then in Monday afternoon gets sent out. And then, let's say for Ireland, you get it Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, just how you call it. So, yeah.
So, in other words, if I'm ordering, I have a wedding and I'm ordering in 100 roses and I go to your site, are those roses, you haven't even ordered those roses as such?
No, we have once roses on our platform.
But they're not actually in your warehouse.
To the source, you go, if you know the name, you type in the name and then they will come up. But you can also, we have a source filter. So we name all these suppliers. We're very, I think, one of the most transparent companies in the flower export. And then you select Wans roses, and then you're sort of in the shop from Wans roses. So what the grower has cut that day is what you see tonight online. You put it in your basket. It comes in with us tomorrow morning. We get it packed and we send it out.
Okay, right. And does it work the same to the UK? Because I know we do have a lot of UK people following us here and listening to the podcast. Is it the same system?
Yeah, it's the same for the UK. Only since last year we took over a wholesaler, a small wholesaler. So we also have some stock in the UK that gets bought in daily by buyers and then gets sent out daily. And then, it's a sort of a service that you can sort of, have less top-up orders. So they can now order till, depending on your area, you can order up to 7 p.m. for next day delivery.
Wow, that's excellent. Yeah. That's actually really good.
There's a sort of basic good stock always in there where you can order from later. And the thing is now, because of that, for the UK, we also have a Monday delivery. Oh. So then you can order up to Sunday 2 p.m. And that's then, let's say, we call it NDD, Fresh Products UK. That's a tab on our web shop. So if you order for NDD Fresh Products UK till Sunday 2 p.m., let's say from Friday afternoon, those flowers get sent out on Friday. They come in on Saturday. They get packed on Sunday, and then you have it Monday morning in your shop. And that's really handy for shops or if you have suddenly a funeral or something.
Or something like that. Yeah. And absolutely. And you also do the Irish Green Guys foliage.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because
we love Irish Green Guys foliage. Yeah. So we also offer that. So we have a separate tab. We have very good connections with James. So you can also pre-order. You can also pre-order garlands or greens or whatever if you need big quantities. And he is also with us online, and you can order daily and add that daily to your order. Nice. And then even the minimum is 10 stamps, and we just add that to the total order. Yeah.
Anyone in the UK watching like this, that's the quality of James's foliage is second to none. Absolutely second to none. It really is. His wreaths at Christmas, his garlands, they really are top quality. Like no better place than wet, dreary, cold Ireland to grow the best foliage in fairness.
It's true. It's true. And the good thing is, as a florist, it's always 10 stems, exactly. You can really calculate your bouquets really well or your arrangements. So you almost don't throw anything away. And I think that's the big plus. If you haven't tried it, try it.
Yeah, definitely. I would highly recommend anybody that hasn't bought Irish Green Guys foliage, definitely come on to Florismart and check them out. And especially we're coming into the really good Irish quality foliage, definitely. And his garlands and his Christmas garlands are absolutely, anyone doing, I suppose, events and staircases in hotels for Christmas. Save your hands, save yourself. And as we just say, let some other got shite down and Kerry do all the hard work for us to put it together then. So who are your target market? Is it all retail or wedding or what florist, or is there I know obviously with all wholesalers there's a minimum order. Like it's not, you can't just go on and order 100 euros worth of flowers. Like that's just, if you're going to buy 100 euros flowers, go to your flower shop. That's our attitude. So who is your target market?
Well, we deliver to studio florists, event florists, and shops. Our minimum order is for Ireland is 200 euros.
Yeah.
and therefore you get it delivered to your door.
Get
Yeah,
delivered to your
yeah,
door. Yeah.
yeah.
And
And
the
you can
flowers,
order
because I know we
sundries,
do
you can order
use.
plants. So
Okay, you've plants as well. I
yeah,
didn't realize
yeah,
that.
plants as well. Yeah, we can add every day. We can order, or you can add plants to your
And what
order
about
in UK.
sundries?
And sorry.
Sundries? Do you have
Uh,
sundries?
Yeah, we have sundries. We have 4 sundry suppliers online. So 4
Okay.
sundry suppliers. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize
So
that at all. Now, that's something new that
yeah,
I've
so
learned.
you can sort of. We have a packaging specialist. We have Kromhout. A lot of exporters have them on. We have For Attention. And we just name them all. So you can just go online and order also through the companies, and then we add it to your order.
And is it the same dispatch date? Like I know with some of the wholesalers, I think it's like a 2-day run in for sundries. Is it the same with you guys, or?
No, for
So,
Ireland you can just order day. You don't have to think ahead.
oh
So
wow, that's really good
yeah,
to know. That's
yeah,
and like I
yeah,
have to be honest, like sometimes it's through the Dutch suppliers that you get the unusual sundries. You see the sort of
yeah.
funky
That's true.
stuff
Yeah,
and really
yeah,
nice stuff that
yeah.
we don't really see here in Ireland and even in the UK. But the Dutch seem to just have it there. Like they really do have some. And I know when we were in over in Holland there earlier on this year, and we saw all the Christmas stuff. That's obviously is probably now in
Yeah, that
stock
still
now.
need. I think that still needs to. That will. Yeah,
It'll
I
filter in
talked to
the
Kromhout
next.
because you also went to Kromhout. That's the same one you went to, and you went to Heembloemex, I think.
Yeah.
But let's say the Kromhout stuff will come on within a couple of weeks. I heard from them because I went there with a customer a couple of weeks ago, and I
Right.
put some things in the group, and then everybody was searching, but it was not online yet. So
And
sorry,
talking of
guys. I was also really enthusiastic. So, but
too
that will come in, let's
enthusiastic.
say, these couple of
Yeah.
weeks. But there's a bit of delay. I understand. So I will
And
try to keep
talking of
everyone updated.
yeah. Talking of your Facebook group, I will go in the links in the description below. I'm going to put in your email, your contact details, the link to Merel's Facebook group, which is also a bit of like a support group, isn't it? Like if people, how do I order that, or what's the rose here? And again, it's back to, because Merel is a florist. If somebody has a wedding, you are the ideal person to say, well, I can't get that particular rose, what would be similar, and you would know exactly.
And then I can answer, and also let's say colleagues, other florists in the group, they help each other out, or there are growers in there. For instance, yesterday there was a question about Parfum Flower about the David Austin rose, and there's people from Parfum Flower Company who offer those roses on the platform in the group, and they share the information and with some pictures. And I really like that, So it's the inspiration.
It's a very
What's the season? Group. Yeah, trying to do market updates and things like that. So and also florists
so guys, if
share
you're listening
things in
to
there.
this, definitely go over and join Merel's Facebook group as well. Tell me about flowers over the years. So of our vintage, we have been around a little while, and we have seen some changes, Merel. But what have you seen with the varieties and what's in demand over the years? Like has the offerings or the demand changed?
Well, I think it's a bit like fashion. Things come back. So let's say after COVID, or when it was COVID, people really liked colorful things. So we sold a lot of colorful flowers. I know in the 80s, maybe Deirdre, you remember, there was also a trend for spray roses, and then they went. And let's say from last year till now, there's really the spray roses are really upcoming again. But then you see other varieties, they're stronger. So growers, they crop goes, and they get stronger ones in. I think so that sort of changes, and textures change. I think in the beginning only the single flowering Lysianthus was used, but now it's more the frilly ones. Everybody wants the frilly ones, and they're thicker flowers, things like that. Garden roses had really been upcoming, and the eucalyptus, of course. Although we must say that last year we sold less eucalyptus than the other years before. So it
Okay.
looks like
But then you've seen that in bouquets.
that
Wedding
it's
bouquets have less
changing.
foliage. Yeah, have a
Yeah,
lot
less
less foliage.
foliage. I also make up trends every year. So, and one of my trends for this year was no foliage bouquets. Sorry, James, I can't help it.
But the installations, there's still
But
foliage
Christmas
in
will
the
come, James.
installation.
Don't worry. But yeah, that's a trend, you know. So also with arrangements, you know, less green. So we do see that we sell less greens than before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What I'm
yeah,
sort of seeing is I'm seeing less bigger flowers and more smaller head, like as you say, the
yeah,
spray roses or the Lysianthus and the double
yeah,
Lysianthus or the fluffy
yeah,
ones, or the chamomile. Or I'm seeing more of that rather than big. Even the dahlias, like I know dahlias, they're a love hate for me. It's not a flower that I'm mad about, and it's not a flower that we use a lot. It's funny. We're just not. I love to see it in the garden. I have grown in the garden, but it
yeah,
wouldn't be.
yeah,
But we're seeing more. I think it's nearly down to that wild, gathered out of the field look
yeah,
is what,
yeah,
um,
definitely.
you
Yeah.
know.
So
Uh,
yeah, that's definitely something. So
so,
that's
what changes
changing.
would you like to see in the flower industry? What would you like to see more of?
Oh, that's a difficult question. What I see, product wise, you mean, or
Well, anything. Like, would you like? I know for us here for me or in Ireland, I would like to see more funeral flowers. I think funerals are gone very drab because it's the whole no flowers and there's one spray on a coffin. And I have said all along, when I die, I
yeah,
want
true,
loads of
yeah,
flowers.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. I don't know what the trend is in Holland for funeral flowers, but that would be something I would like to see brought back in, is funeral flowers and more of them.
yeah. That's yeah. I think that's a good one. Yeah, I think it depends on. I do think, yeah, you know, consumers are changing. So yeah, you have to keep you may want things, but you have to keep that in mind. I think that's also important. You know, when you have a shop, or you know,
Yes.
people want convenient, they want that online, they want to, you know, but yeah,
Yeah.
make use of that. Maybe you can you know, upsell a vase on your web shop, things like this. Maybe look at the bigger online players who sell, you know, the vase pops up. For instance,
Yeah.
you know, if you show you, yeah, that this to your bouquet, etc., etc. So I think that's also changing, and that's something. Yeah, sometimes I think you forget, maybe if you're constantly with your head down and working,
Yeah.
that
You're
sometimes
not
you,
seeing it from the outside. You're
yeah,
not
yeah,
seeing the bigger picture. And we were in all parts of our business, and I'm sure you're probably the same, and we're the same. And sometimes you literally have to take a step back and say, okay,
yeah,
hang on a minute.
yeah,
Let's look
yeah,
at this. And I
yeah,
do agree with you say about digitalizing and becoming more, having your online presence, because that is convenience is unfortunately the way it's gone.
yeah. The way
I know
people
wedding
want it.
florist,
So
and she
yeah,
gets most of her
yeah.
weddings online.
Yeah, yeah,
The bride
definitely.
books.
So yeah, just try to think about it. So that I think, as a florist, you know, we're always hardworking people, but maybe, you know, once in a while step back, or
Yeah.
ask help, or you know, yeah, get a bit of
Yeah, and I do
advice,
think,
or
and I think within the likes of your Facebook group and stuff like that, networking with other florists and
yeah,
listening to what's working for them and what's not working for them. And sometimes it is going back. I know for us, even here at the school, we've started looked at, we say, for our marketing, and we're starting saying, let's go back to what we used to do because it was working. This is not
yeah,
working. Let's go
yeah,
back and try
yeah,
that and
yeah,
see. And if it
yeah,
doesn't, well, then we'll try something else. So I think it's always been open to trying something different,
yeah.
or going back to and trying
Yeah,
something that's did
and then
before.
also, you know, once in a while, get out there, go to a show, go to come to Holland in November. There's a big show with growers. You know, it costs. The show is free. It costs you, you know, if you book it in advance, a ticket in an hotel, and yeah,
Yeah,
you love it. So
absolutely.
I
And
think
I
that's
actually, we
something
haven't
also
been to that
florists that,
show.
you know, they don't, yeah, take much time to. And you're happy. Anyone is happy to come to Holland, and I'll show you around. That's not a problem at all. So
And we
I'll
will, and we're going
I'll
to
take
take
you
you
to
for
a
that one,
couple of
Merel.
growers. No problem. Huh?
We're gonna take you up on that one.
Yeah. No
But
problem.
no, we haven't been to that show in November. We were supposed to go, and then every year something has happened around that time, and we haven't been able to go. And obviously this year we're going to America again, so that sort of put that on hold again. I know, yeah. It's like Holland, Tampa, Holland.
Yeah. I would know that. I can understand it.
Yeah. But you were so right about going to events like we say Florex that's coming up, or any sort of.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, here in Ireland, there is very few events like that going on. There is very little,
isn't it?
And we do have to either go to the UK or go to Holland or wherever the case may be. And I do think it's important to, as you say, to step outside your comfort zone and look at what else is out there.
Yeah, definitely. You see things differently. You get inspired. You talk to other people, and I think that's really important. Yeah,
we always used to say, even going to marketing festivals and stuff like that, we say you come home with, like, after getting a kick in the ass, it's like, okay, we've been stuck in a rut. We need to try something. We need to do that. I remember a few years ago, myself and Jeanette went to an event. It was in Galway, and it must be 10 years ago. And on the way home in the car was when we decided that we would put courses online. Yeah. And we would start then strategizing how we would actually go about doing it.
Sometimes you just need that. You just need that. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's important. Yeah.
Merel, it has been a pleasure speaking to you. You know what? Like, and I know there's so much more that you have to tell us, and there's so much more that we need to know about Florismart. We could talk for hours. Like, flowers, it's endless. It's endless what we could talk about with flowers. But as I said earlier on, all your details are in the description here on YouTube. So anyone has any questions or you want to find out more about Merel, go into the description and click into her links, click into her email. Is it only UK and Ireland that you guys supply, or do you supply other countries?
We supply, at this moment, we supply UK, Ireland, Romania, and Poland.
Okay. So, right. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So if you're watching in from Poland or Romania, get in touch with Merel as well. And I know you don't supply Holland, but we did have a Dutch student who you did look after for us.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she picked up the flowers from our premises. Yeah, she loved it. Showed her around, and that was really nice.
Yeah, she was absolutely delighted. She loved it. So again, we appreciate that. Merel, thank you so much for today. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you to everybody else that's tuned in, and keep an ear out for the next podcast, because you never know who's going to be on it.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.